You're going to lose your mind when you see what Redken put in this PR box. I'm also going to be taking one of the shades that they sent to create a honey caramel blonde on my client today. Redken really delivered on this Y2K themed PR box with this pink Von Dutch hat. Also these sunnies, there was a toner bottle and some glitter clips. Literally everything was so perfect to celebrate Gloss Day, and I wanted to use it straight away on my client. This is actually my first time working with my client Jessie, but she is a sister-in-law to one of my absolute favorite clients. So I was super excited to have her come in. And I also knew that I could not mess this up because, again, her sister-in-law is one of my current clients. So we had to nail this. Our original plan was to go in and do some blonde balayage that have a little bit of a heavier saturation through the tips. But being that it's kind of coming into fall and Jessie has a little bit of a darker starting point, we decided to do more of a honey caramel tone just to kind of help blend in with her natural, reduce the maintenance, and cut down on how light we really had to get this hair. This is one of my signature go-to placements for any kind of like lived-in balayage look. I like to do back-to-back diagonal back foils, kind of framing each side of the hairline, and then I'll kind of connect them across the middle with a horizontal foil, and I'll continue to kind of work in this pattern all the way up the back of the head. I really love this placement because it gives you this like effortless flow. You don't end up with 100,000 foils, but it gives you enough coverage to really feel full impact. This is kind of my go-to placement, whether I'm doing baby lights or slices or whatever the case may be. But since Jessie wanted to have a little bit of a softer blend for lower maintenance, I'm doing a slight tease before I apply my foils. I'm not doing a ton of back combing. I'm doing just a teensy tiny bit to make sure that I get a little bit more softness from her natural color at the base down through the mids and ends. Whenever I'm formulating for how strong I want my lightener to be, I always keep in mind what is my end goal. So in this honey caramel that we're trying to achieve, I really don't need to lighten her all the way up to like a level 10 white blonde. Honestly, what's going to happen if I do lighten that high is I'm just going to see a lot of kind of shallow pigment, right? That honey caramel is not going to have a lot backing it. So instead, I want to almost lift her to a level 8, 9. I want to keep a little bit of warmth in there because honey and caramel are both warm tones. So I want to keep some warmth just to make sure that my end result feels very full-bodied, feels very balanced, and doesn't feel hollow like it's lacking pigment anywhere. I decided to use 20 volume because it would be strong enough to go ahead and pull up through her natural level 5 starting point. I didn't want to sit quite as long as a level 10 would take because this TZ Light application can go pretty fast. We're applying strategically, we're not foiling every single strand of hair on the head. So I wanted to go in with 20 just to make sure it comes up quick enough that we aren't sitting there for 3 years, but I definitely did not need anything as strong as a 30 just to get a few levels of lift. So we settled on 20 volume, and like always, I used Olaplex #1 in my formula. I literally do not lighten hair without Olaplex #1 anymore because using Olaplex #1 and 2 and with your lightener restores 75% of broken bonds in the hair. So like, in what world would you ever do a lightener and just raw dog it and not use Olaplex #1? Once I move to the sides of the head, I'm going to keep this same placement in mind, but obviously we don't have as wide of a span of hair as we do when we're going up the back section. So whenever I move into the sides of the head, I'm going to start on diagonal backs above the ear, and as I move higher to where she parts her hair, I'm going to start to round out those foils. So the ones right up along the part line are going to end on horizontals. This way it kind of mimics the same flow and direction as the placement that we created in the back, but really frames the face in a beautiful way. I'm going to take one more step in this application, and that's going to be to do some tip outs so she gets a brighter pop of color through her ends because more of the hair will be lightened. So every 3 or 4 foils up the head, I'm going to take all of those hairs that are in between the foil sandwiches, and I like to slide them forward so they're over directed and towards the face. After I have this new section created, I'm going to do a slight tease on the tip out section, and then I'm going to apply lightener everywhere underneath the tease and just balayage it up. This way we get a higher punch of color through the ends. In retrospect, I do wish I had taken a little bit of a smaller section for my tip outs. I've done in between 3 to 4 foils in the past and loved it, but I think going a little bit smaller will help the blend a lot. So that's what I'm gonna be doing moving forwards. Literally every day I'm just out here learning something new. For the tone, I wanted to use the 9GI from the box, and I also added in some of the new 8HC and 7GB. All of these toners are from Redken Shades EQ, and I wanted to just really pack in this warmth. We'll get a soft kind of balance from the GI having that iridescent backing, but the GB is a gold beige and the HC is a honey copper. So all very warm tones that are just really going to feed into this hair color and make it come to life. After doing a blowout with some of my favorite Olaplex stylers, here is our finished look. We were so excited by how Tate McRae coated this was, and the blend with her natural color is stunning. Thank you so much, Redken, for the PR box. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!